In the news tonight, a ministerial team led by the Minister of Local Development discusses with officials in Aqaba Governorate projects that have been achieved over the past 25 years. The Minister of Government Communications affirms the government's support to the Independent Election Commission in holding parliamentary elections. And at least 25 Palestinians are killed and dozens wounded in Israeli strikes in the southern Gaza Strip. Good evening. A ministerial team led by Minister of Local Administration Tawfiq Krishan met with officials in the southern governorate of Aqaba to check on government projects that have been implemented in the governorate over the past 25 years. Krishan said in remarks during the meeting that Jordanians are proud of the achievements made in all sectors, pointing to the exceptional efforts made by His Majesty King Abdullah to develop the port city of Aqaba. The ministerial team listened to challenges facing the governorate and ways to overcome obstacles and mitigate their impact through plans set up by the government. The Jordan Armed Forces and the Jordan Hashemite Charity Organization, JHCO, dispatched a humanitarian convoy consisting of 50 trucks to the war-torn Gaza Strip. The aid, which consisted of basic food packages, flour and relief supplies, will be distributed to the Palestinians in the coastal enclave through partner organizations and hospitals operating in the Strip. JHCO Secretary General Hussein Shibli said a total of 2,373 trucks and 53 relief airplanes via Al Arish have been sent in support of Gaza. Over to the Gaza Strip, where at least 25 Palestinians were killed and dozens wounded when Israeli forces bombarded several areas of Khan Yunis and Rafah in the southern parts of the enclave. The attacks came hours after Israel said 20 projectiles were fired into Israel from Khan Yunis. Meanwhile, the health ministry in Gaza said the death toll from Israel's continued aggression reached more than 37,920 and the injured at almost 87,140. The UN agency supporting Palestinian refugees estimated that 250,000 people had been impacted since Israel's army issued new evacuation orders for parts of southern Gaza. The agency condemned the latest Israeli order, saying about 250,000 people will have to flee the city of Khan Yunis, even though nowhere is safe in Gaza. Yesterday's evacuation order followed mass displacement from large parts of Rafah that began with a similar order nearly 2 months ago, which signaled the start of a long-feared Israeli ground offensive. Meanwhile, the UN humanitarian coordinator for Gaza, Sigrid Kaag, said 1.9 million people were now displaced in this territory, adding that she was deeply concerned by reports of new evacuation orders for Khan Yunis. The Russian army said its air defenses destroyed 11 drones overnight that Ukraine launched at Russia's territory and the Crimean Peninsula. The Russian military also said it destroyed 5 Ukrainian Su-27 fighter jets and damaged 2 more at an airfield in central Ukraine. Russia is targeting Ukrainian airfields just as Kiev prepares to receive the first U.S. F-16 jet fighters, which Moscow has vowed to destroy. In other news, North Korea said it successfully tested a new tactical ballistic missile today, capable of carrying a 4.5-ton warhead. A day earlier, South Korea reported the launch of 2 ballistic missiles by North Korea and said the second likely failed soon after launch, blowing up in flight over land. Meanwhile, South Korea's military said it had resumed live fire exercises at artillery ranges near the border with the North. That was the news. Thank you for watching. Good night.